Thermal sound wave.
Thermal sound waves, a natural alternative to fast food radio. We are here. See Truth, Kev Lawrence. That's what it is. We have another guest, or excuse me, a guest is joining us. Said another guest, like we had like 3 or 4 before that.
We do a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot going on, folks. A lot going on, a lot happening. But we are very, very, very excited to have this guest joining us right about now, is a singer, songwriter, host. She does a whole bunch of things.
She does a lot.
Extremely talented, extremely seasoned, and happy to speak to her.
Very seasoned, like Old Bay.
She goes by the name of Nicole Renee. How you doing?
Thank you so much for having me on tonight. I appreciate it. Yes, how are you guys?
Yes. We're great, man.
Even better now.
Just enjoying things. Big ups to Art Hilliard, man. You're saying for creating the link and the connection. We definitely appreciate the brother.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's not too good on directions though. I have stories on that. That's a whole nother situation.
Don't worry, Art. We got Sprint Navigation now. We got you, Art. Sorry.
But y'all may know Nicole Renee from things like Strawberry and Rockin' Chair and Telephone and Cocaine Lane and stuff like that. You know,
music-wise.
From her. Music-wise.
Okay, yeah, because you said a certain. Yeah.
Yes, musically.
The Feds.
Song-wise. You know, from her album. Was that the self-titled album? Was that?
Yes, Nicole Renee.
Yeah, Nicole Renee. But even before you did that album, you had like 200 songs in the pocket ready to go before you even got to that album. So you were doing things like way before. And the album I'm talking about was on the major label Atlantic, some time ago. But
who's there right now?
Who cares?
Exactly.
You were, out in front of things like before that whole situation. And you also was Teen Summit. You were a host on Teen Summit as well. I didn't know that.
As a little kid, literally, I was 13 years old, and I did that for about 4 years.
Wow,
that was with Ananda?
We're one of the co-hosts. Yeah,
Ananda Lewis.
Yeah,
right?
we actually behind the scenes. They allowed us to. We did the posse did everything from writing for USB magazine, and
wow.
I mean, we interviewed. I mean, just about everybody in the business is still in the business today. From Desmond Tutu to Nelson Mandela. I mean, we just it just crossed the gamut from entertainment to world leaders. It was an amazing experience as a teenager. That was amazing.
You was on that show Teen Summit. That was during a pivotal time on the television for the people, especially BET. That was like the golden years.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about it.
I mean, had information.
And we were the I was an original. So when the show Teen Summit started, we used to wear red and blue sweaters. So we actually let it in from the very, very beginning. And when we were there, it wasn't it was basically concentrating on
solutions.
The audience and talking about real issues that we're facing today, and more or less than just playing the music and stuff. We interviewed a lot of awesome singers and different actors and different people, but we talked about some issues that I believe that if we had that kind of thing today, it would be able to get the wheels turning a lot younger. And I think because those conversations about racism and all the different things that we see now have come to a catapult that never left. Though the mindset, obviously, in this country, it's still there. But unfortunately, because we don't talk about things, it flusters inside of people, and then you have negative reactions, and you see how much hatred is still going on today, and we should not be in this place, but yet we are. So that's one of the unfortunate things about I think that we really need to get back to the basics. So that we can really begin to hear each other and listen more,
Yes, absolutely.
I think that's important.
Support Nicole Renee for your local representative. Go vote for her right now.
Paid sponsorship by Nicole Renee.
No question. Who are some of the people or some of the moments given that space that you had as a youngster, talking or interviewing somebody that gave you some good advice or some good information that you were able to use later on in life?
Mm, I gotta tell you, uh, from there's so many people. There's so many people that just gave us so many good pearls. I would say in the music industry, I was fortunate that I got to write with some of the biggest writers. And they're still the biggest writer. I think Lamont Dozier from Holland Dozier Holland is still one of the biggest writers today. As far as how many hits that he's written, number one, I think it was 75 number one hits or
Wow.
something. And I got to spend, such an awesome time with him, his family, writing with him.
He's the essential worker.
Just really just, I mean, it's so many people from Bobby Womack. When I lived out in Los Angeles,
Ooh,
he was my
Bobby,
neighbor. He lived right down the street.
Mr.
And I gotta
Womack.
tell you, listen, if I didn't call him, he'd be like, "You better call your Uncle Bobby. You all right over there?" You know. And
Now
and
hold
and
on now,
it was a
Nicole. Did you
it
meet
was
him?
an amazing experience.
Did you meet him over 110th Street?
No, no, I met him. He when he was in Los Angeles.
I know that was a joke that didn't even fly. Don't worry about it. It was done.
Oh,
It was
okay.
done.
Oh,
That's from the
I did,
song
I did, I did,
across
I didn't know
110th
that one.
Street.
Then.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it's too late, though. It's too late now, though. Thank you for killing my punchline. Thank you. Thank you. Boom. Thanks, Nicole.
Listen, it's funny because we would sit around and play guitar together, and just musically when he was on Atlantic before I was on Atlantic, and because I got signed by Ahmed Erdogan and such a legend at that, just to hear the stories. Sometimes, I'd be there, he'd be making oxtail soup at stew at his house, and
Wait,
I
wait,
didn't
wait.
even
Hold
know
on, hold
about.
on. Bobby makes oxtail?
Oh my goodness, did he make oxtail soup? Stew. I'd never. First of all, my family wasn't one to cook much oxtails because it wasn't a lot of meat on the bone. So I hadn't partaken. And he would sit up there and he would make those oxtails that be falling off the bone. I had never had anything quite like that. And then now, because of him, I'm a lover of oxtails
That's how
to
he.
this day.
That's how he
And
gets
I
into
gotta
some of
tell you,
them notes.
Baby, it's cold outside.
listen, listen. I mean, he was a plethora of knowledge. But not only him, I got to tell you, who else became like, and I call him Uncle Ricky, the late Rick James.
Wow.
He didn't live far from me either, and I would spend a lot of time, just being, cultivated, like hearing the stories. They would be schooling me, like, you know, I learned so much from them, and it was like, oh, okay, so that's how it goes down. That's why this is this. It's and it began to make me think because a lot of what nobody ever talked about the business, they were very candid and they were very honest with me, and you know I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful. And musically, the things that I was able to learn from them. I mean, because I still like I still love the essence of a song, and I love when we talk about real things
Hmm.
and address those real things. And that's one of the reasons why I took so long to come out with something, because I as a kid I was in the studio 18 hours a day every day, and I did that for till I was almost in my late 20s, and I'd never really experienced people. When you're in the recording studios and you're interviewing celebrities from such at a young age, because I not only did Teen Summit, I had my own show at 15 as well, on radio, and
Nice.
I worked for the sister station of WDAS Radio in Philadelphia,
Wow.
and
You
and
you from
so
Philly? That's where you're from originally?
I'm outside of Philly. Yes, I'm from the suburbs of Philly,
Okay.
and they gave me an opportunity, over there, and I produced the show, and we had awesome ratings. Matter of fact, we had awesome ratings every Saturday. We were like one of the number one rating shows on the weekends, and it was such a blessing because, like I said, I started that at 15 years old, and I did radio and television simultaneously at the same time. I'd leave BT, go do my radio show, and it was just awesome. It was awesome. And I did the same kind of thing, talking about, those subjects, those subjects that, we need to address even more, that have just gone just dormant. Everything now is too much negative. We need more
Yes.
positive.
It's a lot of work she was doing.
And,
See, truth.
Yeah, she was
That's
getting
like
it in.
child labor laws, right
She was
there.
getting it in early, like real
Could have
early.
got locked up for that back in the days. Child labor laws. You doing everything.
It's Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast food radio. We here with Nicole, Renee. Hit us up, 347-454-1278. Email us thermalsoundwaves@gmail.com. She's also a trained Juilliard person as well. That means she knows how to hold her knife and fork right.
Yes.
yeah.
And that too.
That too.
And that too. Yeah, that too.
No elbows on tables.
yeah, okay. So it's no surprise that she's done all the things that she's done and gone on, as far as the success that she's had.
Juilliard money.
Just to stun on y'all for a real quick moment, she's written for, just to name a few, Shantae Savage, Deborah Cox,
What?
Tyrese, 702,
Wow.
Coco Lee, Planet Soul, just to name a few people.
Wait, that's a few?
Boys to Men too.
Boys to Men also.
Boyz II-
Just to name a few, Just saying.
Oh,
Just saying.
you really stunting. Oh, okay.
She's for real with it. Writing, like not background, like writing.
So hold on, C2. You said writing. So that means
the publishing
residual-
is,
oh,
the
the
publishing is
Oh,
nice.
my
Yeah, that means the
God.
publishing is real nice.
we're going to her house. We're going in her refrigerator.
real nice.
We're going in her refrigerator. Oh, yes, we are. We're going all in her refrigerator.
Oh yeah.
We don't want just snacks. We want oxtail. Yes. Take it out of the refrigerator. Let's go.
Listen, I love to cook. I love to cook, and I cook something up. It's a part of. That's always been a part of what I do. Every day, and in my recording, my album was mixed by the late Bruce Weedine, and when he mixed my first album, there was a kitchen in the studio, and we were right there in the heart of New York City.
Smart.
And we would literally every Thanksgiving, I had Thanksgiving dinner there, I had New Year's Eve dinner there, and when I say I mean from turkey to macaroni and cheese, greens, you name it, I had an array of choices for everybody, whether you were vegan or whatever you were into. I satisfied your palate.
So you catering status, like you're not just chef.
You don't understand. So anybody that comes here, they know, because I have a recording studio in my home. I always have, and that's a part of it. It's like, I'll be writing the song, and then I'll feed them, the musicians, and everything. Matter of fact, one of my engineers now, he worked on a lot of the worked with the whole Philadelphia sound a lot. His name is Craig White, and he's always like, when you get some extra time, I think you better open up Nicole Edibles or something, because I'm telling you, I do this ahi tuna salad, fresh ahi tuna, sushi grade, and I combine it with some avocado and olives and I saute it. It definitely one of them things to say to make you want to slap your mama. Mm-hmm.
I'm saying, maybe you want to slap somebody.
What's the location? Send us an Addy. We're going to slide. Send us an Addy.
When you come to Philadelphia, I'll hook you up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we ain't but like 60, 75 minutes away.
That's right.
When people think of Philadelphia, they think you just have to get a cheesesteak. I didn't know. Now we have to get a Nicole
Nicole Edibles.
Nicole
Edibles.
And
make a stop.
We ain't playing no instruments. We just coming here for the food.
Right.
That's it.
Exactly. We doing a documentary. We coming with the Food Network.
Yeah, Food Network. And we taking your Tupperware.
Load up.
I love it.
Roll out.
We're gonna borrow your Tupperware and we ain't gonna bring it back. Let you know ahead of time.
Now, given that you were at Juilliard, like was acting one of the things that you were looking to do at some point, or?
Well, no. Let me just explain to you. So my teacher, she actually went to Juilliard, and because I actually got a record deal at 18, So as soon as I came out of school, I wasn't able to actually fully attend, college. So she said, you know what? She was Juilliard trained. She trained me and taught me Emilio Garcia's technique. And because of it, I just went to the doctors not too long ago. He's one of the biggest, one of the most renowned doctors for voice, and Dr. Joseph Spiegel. And he said, "Do you know your vocal cords are like that of an 18-year-old?"
Wow.
And I have to accredit all the training because she literally lived with me in New York. And as I did my recordings, because I was actually signed twice. I was signed to Mercury Records first, and
Wow.
4 months after being signed, um, they fired the head of the company that signed me.
That's how it
So I
usually
had to
happens.
start. I had to start the whole process over again, and that's how I ended up on Atlantic. We created another bid war, and Atlantic was the choice that I had made. So yeah, so I mean, I because of that, I never stopped my training. Now my trainer, because Gail Tomas from Juilliard, she actually passed away about 2 years ago now, and so I'm actually trained by a doctor at Jeff by the name of Rosemary Ostrowski, and she actually has worked with everybody from the lead singer of Garbage. I mean, going all the way back to the Stylistics. Um, she just does a gamut of like from opera to well-known singers, and teaching them how to re-sing once they've actually damaged their voice. I've never damaged my voice, and I think you can tell from the single I can still hit the high notes.
Yeah. And we don't have to
you
buy you
know
nothing. That's right, right? We don't have to buy you nothing.
Yeah, you don't have to buy me nothing. And it's
You
crazy
sure
that
about that?
people always like the girls. My girlfriend said, you would say something like that because that's just how you are. You don't have to buy you nothing. And I said, but you know what? I said, times are hard, and times have been hard for some people. It's been like that for a very long time.
Yes.
And with the COVID, I mean, I really think that if we don't muster down and this whole spirit of materialism and begin to get to the real nitty gritty of what really matters, which is love and love for one another,
Hmm.
then we're going to be in for a rude awakening because this country, you know, um, the economy it doesn't seem like it's getting better anytime soon.
It's gonna take a
We're going to
while.
have to fight through. Yeah, yeah. And so I think it's important that, like kids got to understand, birthdays are coming up. You got all these different things, and you may not be able to afford to buy what you used to buy, or you may not be able to buy anything at all. But we got to concentrate on what's most important, the love that I have for you, the love that you have for me, and that's got to fulfill us. That's got to make us internally. I always call it, I say, I'm bouncing off the walls inside. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like, like butterflies in my stomach. I'm so happy about life, and it doesn't matter what state that I'm in. Like I could be surrounded by a whole lot of things, but I try to keep myself in a content manner, humble, content, no ego. It's not about me. It's about something greater, you know. And I'm supposed to serve people and stay on the course. And so that's where I am. That's where I've always been. I believe in serving people, taking care of others. And I think that if we continue to take care of one another, then, if we store up, if the rich store up for the poor, then there'll be no poor,
Well,
because
one thing we know is you definitely could serve us, at your studio kitchen when we come through
there's
here.
not a problem. And I'll do
Thank
it with
you.
greatness. I'll do it
Thank
with
you.
greatness.
Yes. Yes. No doubt. Well,
Seconds, please.
in case you missed that, people, the single, her latest that she has is called "You Don't Have to Buy Me Nothing." Nicole Renee. Make sure
You
y'all
don't have to
get
buy
that.
me anything.
Oh, you don't have to buy me anything. Okay.
I'll come with
Hmm.
The
some
proper
some
term.
some
Hmm.
some, some foil, aluminum foil to wrap my second plate to take home with me. I'll buy you that.
You don't have to buy me anything. Get that right now. Stream that, Nicole Renee. Where can they get that directly? Do you have?
Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, all the new platforms that they're selling music on. It's available right now.
Yes, yes. And do you have a site with your social media and stuff like that where people can, keep tabs on you, find out what you've been cooking lately and where you're going to perform next, all that kind of good stuff? Or if there are artists out there that need some writing as well, where can they get in contact with you?
Going right now.
I'm on Instagram, Nicole Renee Harris. I'm on the Facebook, Nicole Renee. You can just look me up, and I'll answer you.
Listen, Nicole, I am hitting you up right now on
here. Thermal Sound Waves just sent you a request.
Yeah, we need that. We need that food. You gonna stop playing? I
can't wait, and I'll cook up something special for you too.
Okay, cool. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Another question for you, Nicole. You said you was like your uncle, Uncle Ricky. Rick James. Did he ever talk to you about him and Charlie Murphy having slap contests? Him and Eddie Murphy and all that, the fights.
You know what? I tell you one story that was hilarious. He had a parrot that talked, and
I was sure start laughing.
If you know me, I am in love. I've always been in love with animals. Matter of fact, I had an iguana like 23 years. And God rest her soul. Her soul was Lily. And then my dog just passed away after 19 years on August 25th. Oh, wow. So needless to say, I am a animal lover to the hilt. So when I saw that parrot, I was just mesmerized. I used to go over there. That was one of the reasons why I went over there so frequently. And he wanted me to be there too. He's like, "Where are you? What? Get on over here, Nicole Renee." I mean, so much love. That's what I have to say. Him, Bobby Womack. I got so much love. I can't. And another artist that he's like a brother to me. Matter of fact, we have songs that are coming out. 2 of my songs that I wrote and I sang with him are going to be coming out on his up and coming album, Jesse Johnson.
Oh, okay.
Remember From the Time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, God willing, there's going to be a lot of stuff going on. No. But I tell you about the parrot. So Eddie Murphy, I don't know what Eddie did earlier that day. But whatever he did, pardon my French, the parrot heard that Eddie was asshole. So I came over and Uncle Ricky and they were laughing and stuff because they were talking about Eddie Murphy, and I don't know what Eddie did or whatever, because Eddie would, come over the house and stuff. They were cool. And he said, the bird said in front of Eddie, Eddie's in the Eddie's in so Eddie, the parrot kept on saying it, and he wouldn't stop. I was on the floor. That little thing would say anything. If you repeat, he would repeat what you say. Wow. So you couldn't, they had the mind of a 6-year-old child. So if you say something in front of that bird, you better watch out because it's going to repeat it verbatim.
I can't wait to get one. I'll be getting one real soon.
Oh, man. Well, listen, we thank you for taking time out to being on the program and sharing your stories and wonderful moments and things, and a lot of things I got to know and learn, from hearing from you, speaking to you just now.
Like M&M cookies. Yeah, we learned that too.
Yes, absolutely. All of that. We appreciate you, and definitely looking forward to what you got going on, music-wise, food-wise, and otherwise as well. May have to do some TV too. Again, I think got to get back to that too.
Yes, I loved it too.
Yes.
All right. Indeed. Well, God bless you guys, and thank you for having me on.
Absolutely.
Stay tuned. More to come.
All right, stay safe. It's Thermal Sound Waves, the natural alternative to fast food radio.
Yeah.
Thermal Sound Wave.